Yeah, this is the point about these Reform Bill rioters. They think they're in the right. So he's there and he's quite proud of what's going to happen to him, and I would have thought he'd maybe be a bit more upset about it, especially since I've had him in leg irons for the last 3 days. Double leg irons, yeah, haven't I? Yes, I have. And do you know why? I mean, people would say it's because I'm maltreating the prisoners, but it's not. It's the fact is that one of the jailers found a rope under one of these Reform Bill rioters' beds. So they're clearly planning to escape. And you know what would happen if the rioters had escaped, don't you? Hey? You wouldn't have had a hanging to come to, would you? Hey, you'd all be stood there with nothing to watch. So we're not having that. So we put the leg irons on all of them, just to make sure. Although now I'm looking, Charles, I'm rather thinking I should have left the leg irons on, because on a day like this, it'd help with the drop, wouldn't it? The extra weight would help you with the drop. You see, people are often surprised by the old-fashioned gallows we have here at Nottingham Jail. There's no trapdoor, look. No trapdoor. I've asked for a trapdoor. Governor tells me he's saving up for one. Yeah, we're going to get it as a Christmas present or something like that. I don't know. But we haven't got that. What we've got is this bench here. That bench. We'll stand him on the bench, put the rope round his neck, tie his hands behind his back, and then just kick the bench away. Yeah? But it's only a short drop, so your weight is what's going to kill you. Hence, you'd be better off if you had the leg irons to help you on your way. So, I mean, how many of you have been to a hanging before? Anybody? Now that you have, right, in that case, you bear me out, right? I'm going to tell these people what are the highlights that they need to look out for, right? And you can keep shouting yes and agreeing with me, all right? It's always good fun. And then later on, the blood will start to pool in his extremities, his hands and his feet, and they'll swell to twice their normal size. Yeah? That's good to see. And I know what you're thinking. Well, he's going to be hanging with the hands behind his back, so we won't be able to see that, will we? Well, you will, because his legs will be free. So he'll be doing his Taiwan jig as his legs kick underneath him, yeah? And that'll start him turning around like that. So you can see his hands as they go past. Yeah? So that'll be good, won't it? So that's that, right? And then eventually, his tongue's going to turn black and stick out of his mouth, yeah? And if he's really having a hard time, he might even bite it off for us. Yeah, that's often happens, So those are sort of the highlights, but I've got to tell you, this happens more or less in the first 15 minutes. And after that, it does get a bit samey. So it may well be that one of you kind folk would like to come and help him on his way, and all I need you to do is to come, all you do, you come out, right? Grab him by the ankles, give him a good sharp pull. Actually, you're a little bit light for this job, right? But give him a good sharp pull, break his neck and see him on his way quicker. Yeah, you'd be doing him a kindness, you really would. Yeah? On the other hand, then I know, wait a minute, let me just check, because you are young and inexperienced in these matters. Charles, have you had occasion to use the jakes today? The privy, the toilet?
Yes. You
have? That's all right then. You see, when he drops and the noose tightens, the shock will cause him to lose control of his bodily functions. So it's going to be a bit, if he hasn't been to the toilet, it's going to get very slimy and slippery and messy down there. You don't want to get your hands in that, do you? But as it turns out, he's all right. He's emptied himself beforehand, so you'll be clear, yeah? And this is not illegal, this is just doing him a kindness to help him on his way. To doing it, of course. Well, I've told you about my old cart method, but also, some people, what they've got is, they'll use a ladder. Can you believe this? They'll have a ladder propped up against the crossbar. And what they'll do is they'll push the fella up the ladder, because he's got his hands tied behind his back, of course. So they have to push him up there, climb up after him, put the noose around his neck, then they go back down and twist the ladder away so he falls off. It's a lot of hard work, isn't it? Yeah, I think my method's a little bit better than that. So anyway, now some people would say, well, why are we hanging him anyway? Because all he did was take part in some riots. It's not like he's a murderer. But of course, that forgets the essential fact that you don't have to be a murderer to get hanged in 1832.
People are just very strict.
No, not at all. No, the thing is, right, we have something like 220 crimes that you can be hanged for. And some of them are the ones you'd expect, like murder and burglary and assault and things like that, piracy, that sort of thing. On the other hand, some of them are quite weird. Do you know you can be hanged for interfering with the fish pond? Publicly. You know? Not everyone is. But one thing I can guarantee, you're never going to have a bigger audience than this. So, have you got any last words to say to them?
I didn't kill anyone.
No, we know that, but have you got anything to tell them that we don't already know?
No.
You're going to tell them you're sorry for your crimes, that you actually feel happy that justice has caught up with you, that you deserve everything you're going to get? I don't. I mean, that's what the broadsheet says, the broadside says, that I'm selling later on. Doesn't really matter. I mean, I always put the last words of the felon down there, and people say to me, how do you know what the last words are going to be? Well, I'll tell you, because they're always... Well, anyway, so this is heartbreaking, isn't it, eh? Well, but more to the point, it's neck-breaking, and that's what we need to do now.
Halt! Halt immediately! I have a king's pardon.
What?
Indeed.
Oh, no.
In the name of our sovereign, King William IV, in act of benevolent mercy, hereby proclaims that one Thomas Shelton's sentence should be commuted to transportation for life to His Majesty's colonies in New South Wales. So there will be no hanging this day.
Hang on,
So
hang
we're
on.
not allowed to
Hold
video.
on. Just, whoa. What was the name on your letter?
King William IV.
The other name?
Oh, Thomas Shelton, yes?
That's Charles Perkins.
Well, it says Thomas Shelton here, so it's Thomas Shelton, age 75, long white beard. This is awkward. I was so pleased about getting this.
Charles Perkins.
Well, I'm sorry for your hopes. Let you get on with
But
it.
get on with it. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Hang on. What?
Wait. I'm sorry. Sorry, there's another one. You never know. In the name of our sovereign
No,
King
none
William-
of that. Let's just get to the business end of it, right? What's the name on the letter?
Tis, I'm afraid for you, sad news, Charles Perkins.
What?
Yes, this man's destined for Australia now.
Well, what about all these people who come to watch him hang?
Oh, well, don't worry about that. We're still going ahead with the executions of those other rioters, George Beck, John Armstrong and George Hearson. That's still going ahead as planned?
The trouble is that's on Monday, isn't it? That's on Monday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look
can
at
you all
the-
come back on Monday? No, let's seriously, because tell you what, it's going to be the same amount to get in, right? And you get three hangings for the price of one. I mean, it's a bargain by anybody's money, isn't it?
Well, I'm very sorry, but rules are rules. And we do have rules against videoing, sir.
Oh.